Today we have a farberware model FCP, what appears to be a 12-cup coffee maker. It's a percolator, and I've had a couple of these, and my first one stopped working because instead of going for 10 minutes, it would only go for about 5, and you'd get a cup of coffee that was weak. So it would perk fine, but it would stop after a little bit. So this one is tending to do the same thing. So let's take it apart and see if we can't fix it. Don't know if we can, but I think we're going to try. Supposedly, it's the thermostat inside the unit that is bad. So let's go ahead and take it apart and see what's inside of it. So let's just make sure here we have there's a screw there, nut, and don't know if you can see this, but let's see if we can get the model number here, just for giggles. There. Farberware FCP. There it is. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is pretty simple. I'm going to undo this nut. This is a 5/16 inch socket, so we're just going to undo that. Be careful, looks like there's a lock washer and a washer on this. Okay, so set those aside. This just comes apart. So apparently have a heating element wrapped around a little chamber there, and over here we have the thermostat right in there. It looks like a bimetal disc. That's all that is. So I may even have one, but probably not exact. So we may want to replace this with exact. So let's see what we can do here. Can't really stretch this too far because everything's attached. So that one I can stretch. Then maybe the yellow I gotta remove. All right. So let's remove the stuff from the thermostat first, if we can. I'm just gonna get a plier. I like these little Cooper Exolite, really fine kind of needle nose pliers. I like them a lot. Let's see, am I getting there? Okay. So we're gonna remove that from the thermostat. Let's see if we can. There we go. These are just push-on connectors. 1, 2, and there's a third connector here. Connectors don't need to be this tight. Apparently it's so tight, broke the thermostat. Awesome. Cool. There we go. Interestingly enough, this connector here looks like it's kind of a double connector. So this other piece goes onto it, or rather, this spade here goes onto that, and then onto one side of the thermostat. So there you have that. This is just a bimetal disc. I would not even attempt to fix this. I would just simply replace it. We'll get a new one. Let's see, the numbers on here are 36TM01. Don't know if that's an O or a 0, can't tell. So 36TM could be 01. 560288. L193-59F. Looks like an S1128. So I'm going to look those numbers up and see what I can find. And Hopefully I didn't break anything else in here, but then again, there's not a whole lot in here to actually break or ruin. So I'm just not that worried. This here is a spring clip, by the way. It actually is what holds the thermostat down to the base of the stainless steel unit here. That's what makes the contact. You know what they don't have is they don't have any thermal grease on there. So when I put this back, I'll put some thermal grease on it. It's white stuff, and I'll show you what that is. Okay, well, let's see if we can get this to function when I get a new part. So I'm going to do a little time travel here, and eventually when I order the new part, we'll put it in. I'll get a video of that and make the whole video all together. Okay, bye. There we go. There's my autofocus. Okay, so what we have here is the old thermostat. This is actually a bimetal switch. At a certain temperature, this either clicks on or off, depending on if this is normally open or normally closed. So a normally open circuit is, in this case, would be something that probably at, say, room temperature, these two contacts are not electrically conductive, and as soon as this clicks, if it reaches a certain temperature, then they become conductive. That would be a, say, normally open circuit. Normally closed would be when if these are electrically conductive at room temperature, and then as soon as the bimetal switch in here clicks, then suddenly the circuit is broken and then they become not conductive. So I don't know exactly how this switch is set up. It doesn't say on here, but I don't have exact specs on them, and apparently those exact specs are not available online. It looks just like a bimetal switch. I just don't know what temperature it's supposed to switch on or off at or what have you. So I'm going to have my daughter come in and help, apparently. Are you going to come help, Maggie? Okay. So I'm going to open this here, see what we got from Goodman's. I already did 2 of these. And there they are. So what we have here are a couple of switches. So let's open that and see what we got. Now these switches look similar, however, the tabs are up instead of flat. So the new ones are up instead of flat. I don't think it rightly matters. I don't think it's going to really matter very much at all for what we're doing. So it still has these 4 castellations here on the. This one broke off 2 castellations. This one has 4 castellations. It's a new part. This one broke 2 of the castellations as I was taking it apart. I don't know whether they broke initially or whether I messed this up. Doesn't much matter. New one has the castellations on it. I think that is mainly just for mounting purposes. So let's mount it. Now looking at this, I think it would have been smart. Well, this is spring-loaded here, so it holds this unit on. I think it would have been smart to undo the screw and undo the spring-loaded part to begin with. That way the castellations don't break. So probably that screw I'm going to undo here. Alright, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen this. Maggie, I don't think you're strong enough to do this. Please. I know, where there's a will, there's a way. I know, where there's a will.
Help, Daddy.
You want to help? Okay, turn the screwdriver. Good girl. Okay, good. Good. All done. Good. Thank you. Alright, let me just quickly just back out a little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to get some thermal grease to actually stick on this, because I think there should be thermal grease against the pot. That way it's got a better electrical, or better heat contact, rather. Okay, so I got a tub here of thermal compound. Wakefield thermal compound. I happen to have this because of other electronics that I do, but you can use stuff that you use on a computer chip. That would probably work too. Or just do it dry. But I'm going to throw this on here just just for giggles. So don't need much. A little goes a long way with thermal grease. Gonna put this on just a little dab on the back of this here. Now there's all kinds of theories on thermal grease, especially with computers. In this case, I'm just gonna not worry about most of that. Maybe just take this off. Because I don't want to smear the grease everywhere. Okay, so the spring-loaded part holds this down, and we'll see if this works. I'm going to tighten the screw pretty good. It's got a lock washer on it, which is helpful. I like using lock washers for things. This already happens to have it on there. That was smart of them. Now, put the parts back. Now, see, that now sits awful high there. I don't know if I'm going to have to bend these tabs down or what. Let's see if they bend easily. Ah, they bend really easy. So bend it down a bit.
What did they?
Tabs bent down a little bit.
What did they?
What do you think?
What did they?
Okay. Gonna bend this down.
What is this? Daddy, why help? I go get mine.
You're gonna go get Mommy, huh? I don't think Mommy's around. Mommy is out shopping. Okay, so there they are. All those pieces, all these pieces are back together. And Megan was very helpful, of course. So hopefully now we can just put this whole thing back together with one single screw. Now,
What did they? What did they? What did they?
seems to only kind of go sort of one way. So I've got the electrical connector here. This is an IEC connector. Uh-oh. What are you dropping, Maggie? This is an IEC connector. It goes towards the back of the unit. At least that's how it was set up when got it. Washer, lock washer, nut. And here's my just 3/8, 5/16. Now, since I really doubt there's a torque spec available anywhere, there you go. Put it down and feel it. There's your coffee pot. Okay. Part numbers. Again, Goodman's here. Each of these was $5.99. I'll show you the invoice. Farberware FTC new /P04-303 thermostat, $5.99. Item number FA-FTCNEW. That's Goodman's part number. So, doesn't give anything about it, other information about it, which is kind of a shame. Okay, I just wanted to record one other thing really quickly. This is a part to the coffee maker, and this was always getting clogged. So you might be able to see the marks here. I just took a Dremel tool and right here just kind of brought the the edge back a little bit to open up the hole just a little bit more. I don't typically put coffee grinds directly in here anyway. I use a filter, so it's a whole lot less likely to get clogged. The problem is getting them unclogged is basically impossible because there's no brush that goes in there proper. Anyway, so this works pretty well actually for what we're doing. Right, Maggie? Make good coffee? Alright, well let's go see if I can make some coffee. Well, it's perking, so been going a bit. Let's hope this gives some stronger coffee. Problem with the other one is it would just quit after a couple of minutes of perking, which means that effectively the bimetal disc there, the temperature was set too low, and or it was wearing out, so it was shutting off a whole lot faster or something like that. I'm going to assume, let's assume for a second that bimetal disc actually shuts off somewhere slightly before boiling, which means we're talking about 90 degrees Celsius, and it's probably a normally closed contact. So when it's hot, it opens and the whole thing stops. That's my theory. We know there's nothing wrong with the heating element, so at least that's good. Well, this is definitely going for a bit, so that's good. Don't need a 2-minute perk. Somewhere around 10 minutes is usually about right. Oh yeah, that's definitely getting there. Wow, it's really going now. You got a more white cup here, so we can see how dark this comes out. I heard the click, and it's done. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to unplug it, and let's clear as mud. That's perfect. We can taste it and see how it goes. Obviously, I'm not too good at. Did I make a mistake pouring, or is that the cup leaking? Alright, so let's go ahead and taste it and see how it goes. But I think that's a normal perk cycle now. I'm at least happy with that. So I'll shut the video down for now. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my awesome YouTube videos. Thanks, bye. Okay, so I turned on the video here just to prove to people I'm not a bad pourer. This cup is cracked. Look at that crack down there. Oh well. I'll lose the cup. Bye. Today we have a farberware model FCP, what appears to be a 12-cup coffee maker. It's a percolator, and I've had a couple of these, and my first one stopped working because instead of going for 10 minutes, it would only go for about 5, and you'd get a cup of coffee that was weak. So it would perk fine, but it would stop after a little bit. So this one is tending to do the same thing. So let's take it apart and see if we can't fix it. Don't know if we can, but I think we're going to try. Supposedly, it's the thermostat inside the unit that is bad. So let's go ahead and take it apart and see what's inside of it. So let's just make sure here we have there's a screw there, nut, and don't know if you can see this, but let's see if we can get the model number here, just for giggles. There. Farberware FCP. There it is. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is pretty simple. I'm going to undo this nut. This is a 5/16 inch socket, so we're just going to undo that. Be careful, looks like there's a couple of There's a lock washer and a washer on this. Okay, so set those aside. This just comes apart. So apparently having